The European Union Youth Orchestra's summer tour, on the surface, has one of those traditional and very impressive looking sets of credentials. So Antonio Pappano and Manfred Honeck as the conductors. Wonderful soloists, Julia Fischer, Benjamin Grosvenor, Martin James Bartlett, an interesting array, mélange of different ages and developments there with some great performers. It seems to me, as we go around Europe playing in these wonderful concert halls, we are digging in rehearsals into some very interesting new areas of how to present in a really radical way on stage what an orchestra can do. With that context, it's interesting to just peel the top of this tour back a bit and look at some of the slightly more experimental areas that lie beneath it. So first of all, there's the question of, do we have to rehearse in the same old way all the time? I think probably there's a book to be written somewhere about boring orchestral rehearsal strategies, because so many orchestras seem to rehearse in the same way. And it's quite interesting to see whether there are new ways that one can find to channel the energy. We've got one interesting music lab where we're going to delve into the pieces. Take a piece like Shostakovich's Fifth Symphony, which has this extraordinary ending, which sounds triumphant, but we kind of know isn't. It's interesting to debate how much knowing that kind of context changes how you play these pieces. And I think that's particularly important in the case of a young player orchestra. So that's one area of experimenting. With Greifenegg, we started years ago this idea of the music labs and the idea of laboratory as experiment. I think it's great that we're here in Lower Austria, which is where Haydn came from, and I always think Haydn's talked about it in this way. He was like when he composed, it was like he went into the laboratory and tried out a few new ideas. So we're going to be trying out new ideas, and of course audiences won't see any of that process. They see the result on stage, which I'm sure is going to be really exciting. We're also looking at new ways of bringing our music to different audiences. In Bolzano, we have this fantastic project, Spazio Classic. To go out in the street, we have these mobile yurts, which allow a more intimate way of making music. One shouldn't just play in the concert hall. We're going to be playing in a beautiful old hotel bar. We're going to be playing outside in the street and in various different places, and doing a late night session which is run not by a concert presenter, it's really run by the players, for the players, but actually by the players. They have their own encore that they rehearse in the way they want, they perform when they want. All in this fantastic combination of tradition and innovation, but always with excellence. Come and see us.